Well, thank you so much for staying with us, and thank you again to our sponsors. We would not be able to have our show without them, and we want to thank them so much for being the sponsors of our show today. So before the break, I told you when we came back, we would be talking about what's going on around our community. And so what we have going on is something big for us. It is our 16th annual Fall Festival. So get a pen, write this down, or better yet, just go to our Facebook page because the event is on there and you can see everything that I'll be telling you about right now. So like I said, our 16th annual Fall Festival, it's going to be on October 20th. So we're giving you well in advance of when it's going to be so that you'll be able to know what's coming on. It's 3 weeks from today. And like I said, 16th annual, we've been doing this a long time. And this year we decided to really go all out and really make it a big thing. So we are having a lot more going on. We've always had, the face painting and the games for the kids. We've been having hay rides for years, different games, our spooky or haunted maze. And we have great specials all day long, going on from our fruit trees and berry bushes to our perennials and trees and shrubs, because we have to get things cleared out so that the awful Christmas tree space is made. So not that I don't love Christmas trees, but I'm just not ready for that yet. But this year we are adding a few new things. We are going to have different stations around the greenhouses and the garden center area to do some special things. So we are going to have a pumpkin carving station. So if you want to buy a pumpkin and you don't like all that mess at your house, the bees and the flies and the gnats that get everywhere, you don't have a great place to get rid of all that stuff, you can actually carve your pumpkin right there at the garden center, and we're going to take care of all the mess for you. The great thing is we have wonderful stencils, all the tools that you need to do your carving, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We are also having a Make a Scarecrow station. And all you need to do is bring the clothes that you want. Doesn't matter, a child-size clothes or an adult-size clothes, whatever you want. But you bring your clothes, and we are going to supply all the straw that you need for your scarecrow. We even have, if you're wanting to make him have some stiffness, we have enough straw that you can pack those jeans really tight. We'll also have rubber bands so that you can rubber band the bottom of the sleeves and the pants so that you can really pack it down in there. So that's going to be another station that's going to be a lot of fun. Again, the crafters that's going to be there is going to be great this year. And most of our farmers market vendors that do the winter farmers market at our place November through April will be there. Several of their farmers markets are finished up actually next weekend, and so they will be attending the Fall Festival just like it was a regular farmers market day. So that's going to be going on. This year also we have added food trucks and food carts. We have Bunker Hill barbecue that's going to be there. We have Shannon with a hot dog cart. We have Brian he is from Nanny Goat Naturals, which they will be at the Fall Festival Farmers Market area. But Brian is also he has a soup cart. And so he's going to have different types of soups for us that day. We also should have kettle corn. This is just going to be so much fun. And we're also going to have a scavenger hunt. And the scavenger hunt will, all the items that you will be finding in the scavenger hunt will be placed all around the farm and the greenhouse. And so this is going to be so much fun. So this is a day, all the activities are free of charge. There are things that you can purchase, of course, from the vendors. But the scavenger hunt, the scarecrow making, the pumpkin carving, all of the services that we are going to have are all free. It's going to be a great way to spend, maybe 2 or 3 hours just having some really good family time fun. And one of the things that I'm very excited about this year is an apple butter making demonstration. And this is Mr. and Mrs. Jeffers are coming, and they have been making apple butter for years. And over an open fire out in front of our store, they are going to have a big copper kettle, and they are going to be making apple butter throughout the day. And we will have it for you to sample. And so we're really excited about that. So apple butter making right there at the Fall Festival. What better for a Fall Festival than apple butter making? It's going to be wonderful. Of course, it's going to be at our garden center, so it's going to be all organic apples, organic raw cane sugar, and organic cinnamon that they will be using in the apple butter making. So we're really excited about having organic apple butter that you can all sample throughout the day. We're going to be making several gallons of this, and I'm just so excited about that. And again, several of the farmers market vendors are going to be there. So if you need some sugary snacks, of course, we are going to have the Irish Lass Baker there. She's going to have some great cookies. We have Erin making different types of pumpkin bars for us. So this is just going to be an event that many of you, as all of you, should come. If you are 9 months or 90 years old, we have something that you are going to enjoy at the Fall Festival. So I really want all of you to come out. Next week, we will remind you again of all of these activities. But please share this information. Go to our Facebook page. You can print off our flyer if you want. We would love you to put it up at your churches, at your community events that you're going to. And we will also have flyers at the Stark County Farm Bureau Farm Tour, which is next Sunday afternoon. So if you are going to be out and about next Sunday after church, the farm tour is just a wonderful family event also. And you'll be able to pick up our farm festival flyers at any of those stops. Those stops will be the Hartville Lumber Company, Pegasus Farm, and also Marlington High School FFA area. That'll be in their greenhouse area. So those are our 3 stops for the farm tour this year, and we will have our Fall Festival flyers at each one of them. But next weekend is just going to be so much fun. It's the last Canton Farmers Market on Saturday, October 6th, and then Sunday will be the farm tour. And it is just a wonderful event. We have those flyers at our store if you're out and about today or anytime this week and want to pick up flyers for that. You can also see the information on the Stark County Farm Bureau's farm or Facebook page, or we have shared their information on our Facebook page as well, so you can see the information there. So that's going to be so much fun and just a great, this time of year, is there's so much going on. The Arrowhead Orchard, they are having their fall festival. It continues on. It's during the week and the weekends, and it's going on until I believe our date of our fall festival is the last day of theirs. But theirs is going on, so theirs is so much fun. They just have so many things for you to do. So if you can get out to Arrowhead with your kids or grandkids, Arrowhead Orchard has just a beautiful, wonderful fall festival going on continually throughout this whole wonderful season. So we just want to make sure that you know of all the things that are going on. Today, the Canton Farmers Market is going on until 11:30. Next Saturday is the last one. Just want to make sure that you know about that. The Alliance Farmers Market is still going on through the 20th. It will be their last farmers market. Plain Township ended this past Wednesday night. It was their last one. So there's, farmers markets are still going on, but they are getting ready to wrap up. So if you need anything for your fall canning, if you want to, do some preserving for the winter, those fall crops are just all wrapping up right now. But the farmers market is going to have wonderful, wonderful produce. I know that the Fichters, Jacob Miller are both organic growers that are at the Canton Farmers Market, and they have lots of stuff for you to get and preserve and be able to have. So you want to make sure that you're hitting all of those. So a couple last things that we want to make sure that we fit in, according to our show anyhow, gardening and these kind of things. We're talking about festivals so much. We've missed a couple of these things. I just wanted to make sure that all of you are aware of cover crops. And if you haven't got your cover crops down, this is a great time to do it. You want to get those down as you're cleaning up your gardens. Make sure that you're cleaning out all that debris, especially if you had any issues with powdery mildew or any blights. You want to make sure that debris is cleaned up out of your gardens and then put down your cover crop. Maybe it's going to be a winter blanket, or maybe it's going to be a spring green. But you want to get those cover crops down. I think that you will be pleasantly surprised on how much better your garden does next year if you do a cover crop this fall. You think you're gonna find out how much better. And also, this is when we are starting our fall cleanups. Fall cleanups in our gardens, but fall cleanups in our landscape beds as well. So if you have perennials that are looking bad, if your peonies have powdery mildew right now, it's fine to go ahead and trim off all of those things now. They've had plenty of time for photosynthesis with not producing any flowers. So getting those things cleaned up and getting that debris out of your landscape beds. If you had roses that had any black spot, again, as those leaves are falling, make sure you're getting that all cleaned up. And when you do clean up these beds, if you do not have a compost pile that you can let them decompose in, any of the things that you're cleaning up, and you have to set it at the street, make sure that you are doing it in a biodegradable bag so that things will biodegrade in the landfills more quickly. So, use those large paper bags that are for, cleanup. We do sell those at the store. Just don't put them in a regular trash bag. And then they end up in the landfill. And that bag has to do some biodegrading before the stuff inside is really starting to decompose because there's not a lot of air in there. So you want to make sure that you're being well aware and thoughtful about our environment when you're doing your fall cleanups or your spring cleanups. But be mindful about these things as you're doing that, and try to use the least amount of plastic as possible, and use paper materials that are going to biodegrade in your compost piles. Now, if you are putting your debris in your own compost pile that you have had some powdery mildew on, or maybe some black spot, and you are putting it in your compost pile, remember, it's a good idea to go ahead and mix in some powdered copper fungicide. That's going to help that disease spore die off, and so you're not traveling it through your compost pile and using that compost at a later date next year or the following year that still has those spores in it. So you want to make sure that you're killing that off. So sprinkling on the copper fungicide in the powder dust form is going to really help you control those things. And so just keep that in mind also when you're cleaning up your beds. We will be talking more about fall cleanup, and we would love to answer your questions. If you have questions that you would like us to answer, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 330-455-5997 or email me your questions and pictures at cindypetitti@gmail.com. That's CINDYPETITTI@gmail.com. Or better yet, bring your questions into the store like George did this week at 5828 Columbus Road. We're right there on the corner of Columbus Road and Broadway in Nimishillen Township. Zip is 44641 if you're Googling us and you need to have that zip to get to us. But we'd love to see you come out to the farmers market that will start in November. Fall Festival, remember, is October 20th. And please just visit us at the store for all of your organic gardening needs. Thank you so much and have a blessed week.